Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today I am ranking all of the milks that I could find. Everything from oat milk, cashew milk, walnut milk, and even our go-to milk, cow milk. I'm excited to taste them. I'm excited to see the difference of nutritional value and give you some fun facts along the way, and if they go good with some iced coffee, because those are the questions we actually need answered. Hey y'all, and welcome back. If we haven't met before, my name is Nicole. I am a registered dietitian as well as a fitness professional, and I have had my fair share of milk questions. Is milk healthy for you? Is it bad for you? What should I buy instead? Are nut milks actually good? What about the environment? I'm gonna try to answer today. As I'm answering them, I am gonna actually taste every single one. Most of these in front of me, I have yet to try. You're gonna see on camera my initial thoughts. Alrighty, let's rank some milks. Worst, best. Hopefully I do that right throughout the video. Worst, best. Regular, good old-fashioned cow's milk. Some cons that people have are the dairy industry as a whole, the hormones that might be in milk, totally understandable. The saturated fat in milk is something that might be worrisome to people. There are studies that show taking away cow milk and adding a plant alternative does reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease. On the pro side of milk, it is jam-packed with protein, 8 grams of protein per cup, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, and vitamin D is usually fortified in our milks to make sure we have healthy, strong bones. And for children, it is especially important to have vitamin D and calcium. I like yogurt, ice cream, and cheese, but the thought of drinking milk really skeeves me out, so I'm doing this for you. All right, let's give it a whirl. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. By the way, this is 2%. I couldn't find whole milk. It's creamy. There's no aftertaste. It's totally fine. Let's try some of this bad boy. It's basically coffee milk. I have milk with coffee, but we'll try it out. Oh, that's tasty. Right now, I'm just gonna put milk in the center. This is worse, this is best. Okay, I'm actually gonna go a little bit closer to best because it's got some nutrients in it, it mixes well with the iced coffee, and the taste isn't as bad as I thought it was. And trust me, the thought of drinking milk usually skeeves me out. Next up, almond milk. It's so unsweetened. I bought vanilla because I freaking love a little bit of flavoring, but you could also just do unsweetened regular. When I look at this label, what I notice is there's a lot less calories than milk. This has only 1 gram of protein, so in comparison to regular milk, which is 8 grams per cup, this is far less, but if you're just trying to swap for a plant-based in your cereals, what have you, totally fine. It does have a good source of polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, which are much better for you than the saturated fat that's found in milk. There are no added sugars, which is excellent. And there are some gums that some people may choose to stay away from. What is a gum? Well, the gums are just a stabilizer in food. People may notice that they might feel gassy because gums, like fiber, delay our digestion. Just don't overdo it by having glasses and glass upon almond milk. Let's give this thing a freaking whirl. It smells so good. Okay, first sip, lots of vanilla. At the end, little bland, but still creamy like this. It wasn't as watery as I was thinking it was gonna be. Yeah, the coffee stands out a lot more in the almond milk, most likely because there's a lot less fat to take away from the flavor of the milk. Before I rank it, there is a lot of controversy with almond milk and the environment. So to make one stinking little almond, it takes 1.1 gallons of water to make 1 almond. So making this whole entire thing will take a substantial amount of water to produce almond milk. If you want to be more worrisome about the environment, this might not be the best. Tastes good, has a good nutritional label. Regular milk, not the best for the environment either. Like the taste better, it's going above. So I'm just gonna do middle. We'll do middle. Walnut milk. I have never seen walnut milk, saw it in Publix, had to buy it. This ingredient list is freaking wild. All that's in this is filtered water and walnuts. Looking at the nutrition label, you can already see the calorie amount is higher than your almond milk and the same as your regular reduced fat milk. So it's about 120 calories, and there does seem to be a lot more fat than your regular and even almond milk. It is good to know that this is chock full of omega-3 fatty acids. In each cup of this walnut milk, there's 120 milligrams of omega-3s. There also is 3 grams of protein in a cup, whereas almond milk only has 1. There really isn't any vitamin D, which is a little bit of a bummer, which is what you're trying to get from dairy, but a little bit of calcium and potassium. Keratin-free, no artificial flavors, kosher, vegan, dairy-free, and gluten-free. If any other things go to you, this might be something to try. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, this is a little bit more watery taste. Do you know when you eat a bunch of walnuts and it has that clean taste and then it hits you in the face with a walnut nutty flavor? Exactly this. You go in, you're like, doesn't taste like anything, and then it smacks you in your face with a walnut presence. And I'm talking walnut presence. Coffee time! I'm gonna be honest with y'all, you're about to see me with all this coffee I'm having. Let's try it out. It's okay. I know it has more fat, but it's not as creamy because of the walnut, I guess, profile. It's a lot more coffee, so very distinct coffee taste, not so creamy and milky taste. I don't really taste the walnut when I add it to the coffee. Huge fan of taste, huge fan of ingredients, huge fan of nutritional label. It is #1 right now, cashew milk, and I am stoked. I haven't tried cashew milk, so I'm pumped. And cashews are a great source of monounsaturated fats, which will help decrease that bad cholesterol in our body and help our heart be a little healthier. And it contributes to the vitamin E in our body, which basically acts like an antioxidant and helps fight inflammation. When you look on the label with cashew milk and with almond milk, a little bit less calories in the cashew milk, but also less protein in the cashew milk. There's less than 1 gram of protein in cashew milk versus 1 gram in almond milk. And really, that's so small difference. If you're trying to add something creamy to your recipes and also decrease some of the calories, these would be a good option. But as far as protein, maybe not the best. It's important to read your labels. What ingredients are you comfortable with? What are you not comfortable with? They're all talking about how creamy it is, and that's really what I'm looking for in a milk, is the creaminess. Okay, it is a lot creamier than the walnut. About the same creaminess as the almond, but this tastes a little bit more bland than the almond. I'm actually kind of bummed because I really was excited about cashew milk and it's not as good as I thought it was gonna be. Try it with some coffee. Everything tastes better with coffee. Okay, cashew milk does taste creamier with coffee than the walnut milk does. Granted, by itself, not the best flavor. I actually am putting this dead last right now. It's just okay, nothing special. I thought the almond milk tasted better, which was a surprise to me because I really thought the cashew was gonna be my favorite. Coconut milk. Although some people may be allergic to coconut, most that are allergic to tree nuts will not have a reaction to coconut because it is not a true botanical nut. Super fun fact, work with your doctor before trying coconut. Let's look at the nutrition label. You're gonna notice a few differences from your almond milk and your cashew milk. One, it's still slightly lower calorie, definitely more lower calorie than milk, 40 calories per cup. A big change though is most of these calories are coming from fat. There is 0 grams of fiber, 0 grams of protein. It's majorly just your fat. So I'm hoping when I taste it, it's gonna be creamy because of the fat content. If you're a vegetarian or vegan and you're concerned with your vitamin B12, which is mainly from animal sources, they did fortify this coconut milk with some vitamin B12, about 35% of your daily needs. The more I smell it, the more coconut I smell. It reminds me of Malibu. If you know, you know. It is creamy, which thank goodness because there is some fat in it. It is a lot of coconut forward. I taste a lot of coconut and surprisingly does taste a little sweet. Even though there are no added sugars or really any sugar in the coconut, a lot less bland than the cashew milk. So the taste is better than cashew milk. Nutrition label, not my favorite. It mixes pretty darn well with coffee. I taste the coffee. I don't really taste the coconut. I could drink a whole cup of this. All right. Okay, coconut milk, I see ya. This is a shocker to me. It hurts my heart too. Nutritionally speaking, it has more fat, but only 2 grams more. Really not crazy. It does have saturated fat. So that's when I'm like, I am putting this before cashew milk, which is very surprising. But that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I'm sticking with it. I believe it. Next milk up, oat milk. And here's the thing. I made a huge mistake in comparison of these. I got the oat milk that was on sale. And I've never had the Simply Oat before. I've had Oatly. I like Oatly. But this was on sale. So I got this. I didn't even look at the ingredients and I should have. This one is not unsweetened. So if it tastes better, it's probably because of the cane sugar in it. If you're allergic to milk and if you're allergic to nuts, oat is gonna be a great thing for you to have. Oat milk does tend to have a gram or 2 more protein than the other nuts. If you are counting carbs, the oat milk will have some more carbohydrates. In this one specifically, it has 16 grams of carbohydrates. Granted, 4 of them are added sugars. Cow milk 2% has 13 grams of carbohydrates. So carb-wise, it's very similar. Nut-wise, the nuts don't have carbohydrates in them, so that's the difference with oat milk. Are there other brands out there that might be better? Sure, especially in the ingredient list, but again, this was on sale, and I know a lot of people will buy things based if they are on sale to save some money. So with that being said, let's give this a shot. Smells like cereal milk, very cereal milk, which makes sense because it's oats blended with milk and strained. Okay, so I definitely taste that it is sweeter than all of these. It's pretty creamy, which I like a lot. It is creamier than these nut milks. Ooh, that's tasty. But I do think it's tasty because of the added sugar, but it also, I do like oat milk as a whole. So let's try it with coffee. The creaminess of the oat milk does stand up to the coffee, and I do like the sweetness with the coffee. It just makes it taste like a special iced latte. Okay. All right, something's beating cow milk. Why did I put the oat milk here? It's in front of the milk. Granted, I do like the fact that this milk has more protein. It has a lot more vitamins and minerals than the Simply Oat. The Simply Oat isn't fortified at all. They didn't add any vitamin D, B12, or anything like that, which is why it's underneath almond milk. And I could drink a glass of this over a glass of this any day. Next up, hemp milk. Don't get too excited. You don't get high off this. Everybody says that joke. Here's the dealio. Fun fact alert. Hemp milk or hemp seeds are technically a complete protein. They contain all 9 essential amino acids to help build and restore your muscle mass. Thrilling. If you are a vegan or vegetarian, that is especially important. With this hemp milk, it is fortified and it has a ton, and I'm talking a ton of vitamins and minerals in it. This has unsaturated fat. 80 calories, again, still lower than regular milk. Protein-wise though, it's only 2 grams of protein per cup. All these plant-based milks are a little bit less so far in protein than in your regular milk. So let's give it a shot. Looks like milk. It smells like it's gonna taste a little chalky. So I'm not a fan of the smell, but let's try it. It's not my favorite. It's a little, okay, so I can see that it's a little nuttier. It tastes a little watery. I was really had high hopes after looking at the nutrition label. If you need something that's gluten-free, soy-free, and dairy-free, this would be a great option for you. Would I buy this again? Probably not. So let's try it with coffee. You know that part when you drink too much coffee, it goes to your head and you're feeling a little loop-de-loop? That is where I am right now, so I'm very thankful we only have 2 milks after this. I don't like it. And when I drink the coffee, all I'm smelling is the hemp seed milk. Little bit of a bummer, not a fan. We're going at the end. I am so freaking stoked to try this next milk. I've seen it, I've heard about it, I've never had a reason to buy it because it is slightly more expensive than I usually would buy. But for you guys, I'm gonna do it and so that you know if it's worth it. And that milk is Ripple Milk. It is a pea protein milk. With any sort of allergy, Ripple Milk is gonna be your go-to. It's soy-free, lactase-free, it's nut-free, it's gluten-free. Another great pro about Ripple Milk is it is 50% more calcium than regular milk. We absorb calcium found in milk a lot better than many of these other alternative milks. So having extra calcium in a beverage just gives us a better chance of absorbing that calcium into our body and utilizing it. Huge pro about Ripple Milk is it has 100% of your vitamin B12. You also have your monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats in this milk, which is a bonus. As far as carbohydrates, less than 1 gram, 80 calories. So a little bit more than your regular nuts, but less than regular milk. Fat, there's about 4.5, I believe, 4.5 grams of fat, but most of it is your unsaturated fats. A huge bonus that I like more than all of these is that it has 8 grams of protein in a glass of milk, which is the same as the regular milk. We don't absorb as much of the protein, but we still absorb a lot of protein from the pea protein. Let's now give this a freaking shot. Smelling it, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a little sad by the smell because it reminds me of the hemp seed milk, and that was super bland. Oh, actually, well, this is so stinking creamy. I think the Ripple Milk is actually the creamiest out of every single one of these, which is crazy, was not expecting it. Yes, it smells a little bit like the hemp milk, but it doesn't have that off taste. It is bland, but remember, all of these have been bland because there is no sugar or sweetener in them. And remember, lactase is a carbohydrate found in milk, and it is a little bit sweeter carbohydrate. So that's what gives the milk a little bit more of a sweetness than the Ripple. But this is so freaking creamy. Y'all, look, it like sticks. Look at those legs. I'm actually super impressed with this right now. Okay, I see you, Ripple. Wow, I'm telling y'all, I really thought it was gonna taste grainy. Y'all. Ooh. No, I definitely found my new favorite, right? Okay, all right, okay. I think we know where this is going. We're moving this bad boy all the way to the top. Ripple Milk, you did it, dude. Wow, wow. I was excited about it, but I really thought it was gonna taste bad. And that's what happens when you assume. Last milk, my go-to milk, maybe not forever, is freaking soy milk. And I know there is a lot of controversy about soy milk. Before we get to the controversy part, let me tell you why I love soy milk. We absorb about 90% of the protein in soy products, which is crazy because it's a lot less with other sources of plant proteins. Whereas we absorb the most protein from animal sources. Calorie-wise, this one is 70 calories per cup, way less than your regular milk. 3.5 grams of fat in soy milk. Carbohydrates, only 3 grams. There is some carbs in soy products, but very minimal. Protein though, 7 grams. The difference right now that I have for Ripple and the soy milk is this is generally a lot cheaper than the Ripple pea protein milk. Now, I do want to talk about the controversy with soy milk. Soy milk has been studied right now for over 25 years. And at the beginning of studying soy, most of these studies were done on rats and animals. People are concerned with the isoflavonoids in soy. But what you need and is super important to remember is when these studies were done at the beginning, they were mostly done on animals and rats. Rats absorb and break down isoflavonoids a lot different than humans. When humans ingest soy, there's actually health benefits. Ingesting soy has decreased the risk of prostate cancer, breast cancer, which a lot of people thought the opposite for so long. People were concerned with cardiovascular disease with milk. With soy milk, cardiovascular disease risk is decreased. The only caveat I will say is Soy milk or products in soy can interfere with thyroid medications. Just like grapefruit interferes with some medications, and just like leafy greens interfere with some medications. Doesn't mean it's a bad food choice. It just means if you're on certain medications, that food and drug interaction is gonna be different for you. Again, talk to your doctor about any medication food interactions. All right, let's try it. It's just so good. So this is not even vanilla. It tastes a little sweeter just because it's probably what I'm used to. It is a slightly bland. It's not as sweet as milk, but it does have a nice taste. It's creamy. It doesn't taste too bland like these milks down here. And you can probably tell that my heart is probably racing. This is good. And okay. Okay, I know where I'm gonna put it. Time to rank my soy milk. Now, where is it gonna go? I already know, and let me tell you why. We are gonna put it above walnut, but below Ripple milk. If you have any sort of allergy, this milk is gonna be just what you need, and the taste is right there. It is less sweet than milk, so know that going in. I put it above the walnut. I think walnut's just new to me, and I think it's more that I'm excited about the walnut. These are my winners. My number one milk is the Ripple pea protein milk. And last place is that hemp milk. Hemp milk just tasted too powdery for me, too chalky. I do like the nutrition label. I like the nutrition facts it has in it, but overall, not my favorite, won't buy it again. I will definitely buy the Ripple again. I will definitely buy my soy milk. The surprise of the day was the fact that I actually like the taste of coconut milk. And a huge shocker was how good walnut milk was. If you like walnuts, you will like this. If you don't like walnuts, you won't like this. All right, y'all, so that is the video today. If you have any questions, let me know down below. If you agree with my ranking, if you don't agree with my ranking, let a gal know. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. I am stoked that you guys watch this. Share with your friends, share with your family, tag me. Next time, be sure to eat your fruits and vegetables, drink your water, be kind to those around you and yourself, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.